There we go. You could probably hear me now. I had myself mute. Should be good to go. Should be good to go. Let's confirm. Audio check. Too loud? Yeah, we're good. We're good now. We're good. Slow markets just starting. Slow-ish markets. I mean, fast markets at night. To be honest, everybody, let's just get through this, and I want to talk about something. This is overnight price action has been so much better than anything we see during the New York session. That's for sure. It's been very ugly, very choppy during the New York session, and the overnight sessions have been where the trades have been so much better. But anybody know what I'm just looking at these markets for the first time. What is going on? Does anybody know why this market's selling off? I got a little bit of news, but it's maybe tariff conversation. You can see I have the hourly chart in the Nasdaq. And while you guys reply to that question, I'm going to go ahead and start the class. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets, Slowish Markets tonight. As always, in the YouTube chat, there is our Top Step risk disclosure. Everything we go over tonight is for educational purposes only, as always. And it looks like the chat is confirming tariff conversation. I mean, it seems like this is what happened last week, right? Is that what happened last week? Are we going to be getting into this tariff war with different countries? Tariff on Colombia is already resolved. It was over in 30 minutes. Trump versus Colombia. So a non-news event. It's just a whole lot of conversation of tariffs and the market's down. I mean, take a look at this gap. If we want to talk about a gap, I mean, that's we've sold off over 1.6%. Like, that is a move. That is a gap. This is an hourly chart. Let's start and let's get to it on the daily. I'm going to focus on the Nasdaq a little bit tonight. And yeah, take a look at this on the daily. That is quite the gap where we completely... How big is this gap? I'm sure you guys know it a lot quicker than I do because you've seen it. I mean, it's over 0.5%, 0.6%, over 130 points, gapping down, and now we're continuing to sell off. This is quite the move here on a Sunday night. Let's zoom in, and yeah, over the past 3 hours, it's just been straight down, and we're continuing to push lower into these mid 500s. This is going to be interesting to see how this comes into play. I could see this happening. Take a look at, there is a level of support, right? This was support back on the 21st. There's a little bit of support on the 19th, and will this become support again, or are we going to continue to break and sell off? I don't know. Look at this market go. Look at this market go. Now we're into the 50s. Let's zoom in, and we can take a look at this on a 5-minute chart. And yeah, my DMs are blowing up from all my trading community and trading friends talking about this sell-off, which is absolutely insane. We are pushing into these mid 500s, and this is a 5-minute chart. This is not slow at all by any means. Let's look at this. So there's not really any reason it's selling off. Nothing dramatic, right? I mean, that we know of from my understanding. So 137 points of a gap to start this Sunday open. And now we're continuing to sell off. This thing, where could we go? Where could we go is going to be the question. I do like this level. As this thing is not stopping, we're continuing to sell off. Look at that. Quite the move into these 30s, into the 30s, and we're testing these lows now. And if we keep going, then are we going to see 300s come into play tonight? Maybe go down and test 400. There's a lot of fear in this market. There is a lot of fear in this market. We are continuing. This feels like there's something different. Chinese manufacturing PMI. Chinese manufacturing PMI looks like it just came out. Let's zoom into a 5-minute. Let's see. What a sell-off. Make limit down great again, Andrew. I haven't seen a limit down for a while. Let's not jinx it. Let's not curse this or talk about that. That should be. We love volatility as traders, but I would not want to see any type of limit down. That is for sure. Look at this market coming down to test these 500s. How far are we down for like the past couple days? Like this is 2.5%, 500 points from the high of Friday. So we still could, we can continue to sell off. Like there is plenty of room to the downside. There's plenty of room to the downside. I mean, down and down it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Is that the theory of tonight? It could be. It could be. Yeah, it looks like we just maybe ran some. I mean, if traders were looking for this to hold up as support, and I mean, if I was a trader, if I was long, that could definitely be a stop loss that we just ran. And yeah, this can continue to get ugly, but it looks like we're starting to recover a little bit. Who's trading? Who's trading this tonight, everybody? Nick says, why so angry selling? My bad, guys. Nick, you were on. Did you cause this sell-off? Nick was on earlier. Nick for a tick. World War III has begun of orange pill. Interest rate decision on Wednesday. Markets may be pricing in a pause. Tariffs have been pretty insane for the conversation and bringing in this volatility. That's for sure. You blamed your home. Full ATR right at the beginning. Yeah, we're starting today with a full ATR move. Starting the day with a full ATR. No slowdowns. Let's see if we can continue this sell-off. Let's get to some questions. I want to just continue to watch this market. We'll zoom in. We'll watch this market. I want to see if we could break through this. So this is a 5-minute chart. I want to see if this market could go through and break through this level of support. So if we break through this level, the next level that I do have is going to be right here around these 480s. These 480s is the next level of support that there could be possibly. I could see us getting there really quick. Like I think we could just be there the next 5-10 minutes. We could sell off. Let's see if we could get to these 480s in a minute. This is looking pretty selling off. This is the first time I'm looking at this market since the weekend, and we are selling off. Yeah, I'm watching this, and I'm watching the chat blow up, and my DMs are just going crazy. This is the move. This is the support area, and if we get there, we could see these 480s come into play really quick. But we are kind of trying to find buyers. If these buyers fell, then this next level, 480s, 490s. Yep, 480 is your take profit, James Saylor. Wish me luck. 420 first burst. Could we wake up and we could be all the way, we could continue this. I mean, there's plenty of nights where we've seen major sell-offs, correct? Audio is very choppy. Try refreshing. We've been getting the buffer bugs on YouTube. I'm not sure why. That's why I kind of started the stream a couple minutes early and trying to let it kind of shake out a little bit before coming on. So maybe try refreshing it. It's straight. Sky is falling. If we sell, it reverses for sure. Okay, here's the next question. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here goes the market. We're holding below these two levels of support. We're trying to get below these two levels of support. The next question is this a buyable dip? That is going to be my next question. We'll continue to watch this, but anybody in chat, Is this a buyable dip? We've had this not as dramatic, but remember the Trump tariff talks over here where it was very ugly and we sold off quite a bit, right? And we ended up rallying, turning green, and that was a very buyable dip. So now the question is this a buyable dip? Trader saying no, it chops before it rises. No buyable. Do we just sell off into these 400s? This tariff stock is only going to continue to hurt equities. I agree. Tariffs are not good for the markets that we are trading. I thought we was going to see a more dramatic sell-off over here, but it looks like we are seeing that sell-off tonight over a little bit of tariff. I mean, market does not like uncertainty, and we are seeing that uncertainty tonight. Here we are into these lower 500s. Can we see these 490s? These 490s can come into play really fast if we could get there. Just close your eyes, press sell, and you're welcome. I'm going to be curious who sold up at the beginning and who is up. Who is up tonight? This market is just continuing to sell off. Any dip is buyable for a quick scalp? Yeah, I'm referring to if we wake up in the morning, where are we going to be? The last time we sold off, it was basically this during tariff conversations, right? And we woke up and we rallied that day. Like that was a very reversal type of day. And it looked it looked pretty gloomy. It looked pretty bearish, this previous tariff talk, right? Nick for a tick, your puts closed for a loss and are now in the money. Close the markets. Yeah, so I'm curious. Tomorrow's Monday, or tonight's price action's Monday, and so is this going to be a black Monday, right? Is this going to be a very red Monday? But I mean, if we get something similar, if I wake up in the morning and this market's right back up to fill in this gap, I mean, what are we going to do? Like, what can we do if this market just rallies off these lows? I'm looking for this market to sell off and get down to these 490s, 480s, which we can. We could easily drop. We could easily drop and sell off even further than what we're seeing right here. BTD, buy only for correction. I mean, could you imagine the traders who are buying only for correction down here? They made out pretty well. If anything, if there's any type of correction, I would actually maybe look at something around here. It's hard to buy this market, everybody, especially tonight. This is one where I'll wait. I mean, I'll wait until it settles down. If anything, just gonna try and be patient. Wait for this market to settle down a little bit. And then if we find some support down here, maybe towards 500, maybe these 480s, 490s, maybe look for some type of support in this zone, and then maybe see some structure and look for a reversal. And I would only look for a reversal up to these maybe 600, but maybe at the top of this zone, that would be the reversal. But this would be like catching a falling knife, right? This would be a definition of catching a falling knife, just buying for no reason, buying because this market's starting to sell off. Black Wednesday, we have a lot going on this week. It's a full week. It's a great full week. We're going to have a lot of volatility. We're already starting off this week with a lot of volatility. We have earnings. We have Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be a big one. And yeah, let's see here. This is an interesting candle. We're starting to find, would this be support? I have a hard time saying that this is support. There might be something to be said that we are at this level, right? There might be something to be said that we're at this level. I would like to see it, have a nice sell off to these 490s at first, but this could be something. Now it's maybe, possibility, very small possibility right here. Odds are we continue down. There's a lot of selling pressure, a lot of selling momentum. into these 20s. I want to see 490s. 490s. Let's see if we get to these 490s. Or at least 500. 500 evens. Here we go. Here we go. Can we see it? We could see it. I want to see these 490s come in. What a market. I'm going to kind of zoom into 100 tick to see what it looks like on a smaller. Let's see, 500 over 2. Yeah. Why 490 is a psychological level. So the only reason why I said 490, if we could zoom out, right? I'm purely, where was we at on the 5-minute chart? I'm looking at this, right? I'm simply looking at this next level because what let me make this a little bit more clear. So I'm looking at these 490s because this was support here, right? Was support, and if we break this support, the next one that could possibly be it, maybe, is going to be these 480s, 490s. Now remember, everything's a zone. It's not an exact number, okay? So everything is a zone. Nothing's an exact number. And then the next one is, I mean, could we see a sell-off all the way down to 370s, 380s? Maybe. I mean, the way that this market looks tonight, if I wake up and we get down to 380s, I would not be surprised. I'll just be, oh man, that's scary. That's the law of volatility. The only thing that I would wish is that I was in a short, right? But who could be in a short on this market on the open? This market is very scary. Price zonies. I want to zoom in. I want to watch this from I want to watch this price action. I might take a couple scalps on this is a demo practice account. Remember, I did the Topstep risk disclosure, Topstep risk disclosure. I love this volatility. I don't mind taking a couple scalps if I see one just for the fun of it while we watch this crazy market and we watch and see what happens here. Yeah, you can see how we're continuing to make lower highs and lower lows. So just watching, just talking about very basic price structure, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Here we go. Are we going to make a new low? If we could sell off, break through into these 490s, can we see it? Can we see it? There we go, 490s. I'm going to go ahead and get into see if I can hop into a long here. And I missed it. I missed it. Price got there really quick. In and out really fast. Man. Well, that happened too fast. I was looking for those 490s. Let's see if we could get it again. I'm going to scale in. I'm going to scale in right here. I'm going to scale into these 490s. Remember, this is just a demo. This is just a demo. This is not my real live account. So I'm gonna see if I could get into a few contracts here in these 490s. See if we could hold. Let me look at this 5-minute again. Let's take a look at this 5-minute. So I'm gonna probably put my stop loss just below that, and just do this as a demo. See if we could have these 490s to 480s hold at all. Go back to that 100 tick. Gonna go ahead and now get into this. See if I could get into, I want to get into 5 contracts. Remember, this is just a demo, playing around, seeing this volatility, trying to scalp a little bit in this volatility. There's a lot more price action right here into these 490s, 480s. See if we get into 5 contracts. Hold it as support. Yeah, there was a lot of orders that came and went through these 90s. Now let's see if we can get some momentum buyers coming in. Let's see if we come back and test these 20s. I want to see these 20s come back into play. Okay, let me get out of a couple right there in these 20s. There's one out in the 20s. Let's get this continuation. Let's get another one out right there. I want to see them move back up here to these 48s. Can we see these 48s? And this might take a little bit of time to work out. Yeah, let's see. I want to see if we do get a little bit of a pullback. I want to see this level, either this level hold as support. These teens, yeah, somewhere in these. This is a nice little zone. I want to see hold as support before we come up and make a run up to these 40s. If we do, right? If we do. Someone says 83 contracts sitting at 475. And then we could just watch. We could just watch this. I'd like to see this 14 or 14 to 11, this zone. This is a decent zone. If this can find some buyers stepping in around here. ADA went long at 500. Same. I was getting in at these 490s. Well, we found buyers right before we got to that zone. That's why it's zones, not exact levels. There's zones, not exact levels. That's why I love zones. That's what we want to see. That's what we want. That's what I want to see. This give me a good reason. If we do end up breaking through these 30s, this will be a nice level to put my stop loss at, right? My stop loss is down here below this previous pivot. And so what I want to see is another pivot, whether that pivot's going to be like right here, or if this pivot's going to be somewhere in this area. So I'm just looking for this market to show some clean price action. I'd love to see a pivot somewhere in this area. So that way I could see a higher low being made. We just broke through and made a higher high. Like this is the higher high that we've made. It's been, I mean, since I've started the stream, right? This is like on an extreme small scale. And so now I want to see this become a higher low. So that way I can move my stop loss below it and see if we can catch a nice rally to the long side. So here we go. It is starting to find some buyers here. And let's see if we can. Let's see. I'm not going to move my stop loss until we break through this level. I want to see us break through this zone. I'm fine risking 900. I've already made 1,000 on this, so it's basically a risk-free trade. Come on, let's see if we could get some buyers stepping in. So they're getting the buyers stepping in. Don't want to move my stop loss too soon. Thought I was going to be able to move it right there. Thought so for a second. Let's get this break through these 30s. Things could change really quick, especially on this small time frame, especially when we're so zoomed in. Nebik, you do not have to move your stop. Correct, you don't have to, right? We could do whatever we want as traders, as long as you're following a process, right? Like, what's your process? When do you move your stop? When do you take profit? When do you call it quits? So forth. And I want us to break through. I like this. And remember, at a blink of an eye, and at any moment, this market could just sell off, right? Like, this market can move. We're seeing a lot of volatility tonight, and you can see some of these moves that can happen in seconds. So even though I'm seeing a little bit of bullish structure right here, the overall momentum is down. We've been seeing a heavy sell-off, but I like these 490s from a higher time frame. Remember, I zoomed out and I seen these 490s. These 490s had a possibility an area of support. And I'm going to get ready to move my stop here in just a moment. If we could break through these 30s, it looks like we might be breaking these 30s. Come on. We're having a hard time. There is an aspect, if we continue to consolidate, right? If we see a lot of consolidation here, then I might just be like, we've consolidated here for long enough. I'm going to go ahead and just move my stop just because of that consolidation. And then I could get back in if we do decide to break above these 530s. We are starting to form some type of a flagging pattern. Whether we break down or up, it's honestly, odds are we break down just because the probabilities of this continuation, this trend continuation, is higher to continue. So down, but like I said, those higher time frames, I liked what I saw on the higher time frame. I like these 490s, and I like what I'm seeing right now. I like this to the long side. Let's see if we could break through those 30s now. Justin Church, why only practice account for this trade? Practice account because I am running a stream and I am doing this for practice. That's exactly why. Would I do this with my live account? Sure, I can, but I've been struggling a little bit, and I am purely practicing to get better. Practice to get better, right? Would you consider using micros to scale into your live account? Sure. Yeah, micros could be a great option for scaling. Yeah, practice makes perfect. Practice helps traders. Practice helps traders. You have to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, right? I love to practice. I love to practice. I love trying new things. I mean, this is slow markets. We typically don't see a lot of volatility in slow markets. We're seeing volatility tonight. And so with this volatility, I want to practice. And that is what I am doing. And that's practicing this, looking for a break to the long side, right? Looking for this market to break to the long side. And then I'm going to probably take some profit here if we could get to these mid to upper 40s, these 540s, mid to upper 540s, if we can get there. If not, we continue to sell off and I basically scratch this trade. Here we go. I'm going to be okay with moving my stop now, because now if we do start to sell off and reject, then I mean, this is the breakout, right? This is the momentum. Are we going to find buyers stepping in above these 30s? If not, we reject, and so be it. This is what I wanted to see, but there's no follow through yet. Yeah, not typical market behavior. So you don't want to trade your live account. You don't want to do something you didn't mean to if you're not seeing typical market behavior, or if what you're seeing in the markets does not match your strategy. Why not 1K in profit? Take profit. I am. You see, I've already taken profit, everybody. If you guys joined the stream earlier, I've already taken profit. I was in 5 contracts. You guys seen me build into 5 contracts. You've seen me take profit already. This is just a demo account. It's nothing like, I'm not like, this isn't a live account, but it's the same way. You practice like you play. This is the same way that you should be trading, right? You're just not going to do this for fun in terms of like, I'm just going to do this, this, and this. I'm doing this for a reason. We're seeing some crazy volatility for a slow market session, and I'm fine practicing. I need practice. Everyone needs practice. Like, oh, okay, we don't see this very often. What happens when this happens? I don't know. Let me trade this. I zoomed into a 100 tick chart, and I'm looking to just take some scalps and see like how I am performing. How does the way that I trade perform during this time, during this crazy volatility? Because that way, if I like what I see, and if the price action is working and I know I could trade it decently like this, then the next time we have volatility like this in the upcoming weeks, then I'm okay with jumping into a live account and doing the same thing in my live account. Yeah, I've already taken some profit. I'm looking for this market to come up here and return to these 40s. How do you take off contracts while in a trade, right? So I was in 5 contracts, and then you just sell 1 or 2, and you have the bill. I'm in 3 more contracts. If I sell 1, I'll be down to 2. I'll sell another one, I'll be down to 1, right? I'm gonna go ahead and lock in. Just waiting for us to see if we could break. If we start to break and find momentum up here in these mid 30s, then I'll just go ahead and I'm going to tighten up just a little bit more. Tighten it up some more. See how we keep rejecting so far? At least we're still holding. We're still holding. Still holding just a little bit. Get to some of these questions. Let's get some. I'm going to continue to do this, but we'll continue to. We'll get a few more questions. Let's see. Any questions? Any more questions while I'm doing this? I'm sure we'll get a lot. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can have a couple. This might just run down and stop us out. But we rejected. We failed to break out not once. We failed to break out twice so far. Short on the Nikkei. Yeah, we'll go over the other markets. Remember, this is first. This is first. And then we'll go over the other markets as soon as I'm done with this one. This might happen really quick. Right, we failed to break out twice, but looks like the buyers are continuing to try and step in. I probably have this stop too tight. You know what? This is a practice account. I'm going to put it right back down to where it was, below this. Tomorrow, more downside? Maybe, Nave. I mean, last time we sold off due to tariffs, I thought there was more downside, and I was completely wrong. We turned around, and it was a green day. We reversed over a 1.5% red slow markets class. Tonight, we're down over 1 3/4. Jimmy Zhang, take profits. Take profits, please. I've taken profits. 100 tick chart is equivalent to the 1 minute time frame. No, it's not. 100 tick chart is every 100 ticks, transactions, right? A 1 minute chart is 1 minute, 60 seconds. It's time versus ticks. Do you find it useful to use 3 screens? No, I mean, I typically just use 1 screen. During high volatility, Stephanie, yes, I use ticks instead of time value. I mean, I like to use both. I like to use the 5 minute and the 100 tick, but just because I'm practicing and it's a lot clean and easier to see here in trying to instruct a class, it's easier just to keep on one chart. I explained earlier when I first started class, I explained this trade. I explained this trade well beforehand. I was on a 5 minute chart. I started on a higher time frame, like 1 hour chart. Then I went to a 5 minute chart, and I explained this pretty clear on what I was looking for and why I got in this. But then I zoomed in, and yeah, obviously you guys could see this trade that I was able to get in. Now, will it work out? So far, it's a winner, right? This is considered a winner. I'm up 1,000 with another $500 locked in, and a really big potential on a bounce. And it looks like we did fail twice. So regardless of what happens, it's a winner for me. I like this. Why do you limit yourself to 5 contracts when you have the capital to reasonably support larger positions? I like to trade smaller size than what my account could handle. I could easily handle much bigger contracts, but 5 contracts is big. 5 minis is really big. You could make and lose a lot of money with 5 minis. Look, 3 minis. You can make and lose a lot of money with 3 minis. All right, I'm going to tighten this stop up. This pivot, I don't want us to break below. If we don't go now, I'm fine with getting out. You know what I could do? Since I'm in 3 contracts, I'll manually stop out 2 contracts. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just manually stop out 2 if we do start to break. So I have my button on the sell market. You know what? I could probably do this. Oh, that will manually stop me out. Chris Tucker. Yep, exactly. A lot of professional traders will use less than even I do. 0.25% of capital is very reasonable. I'm on the higher end. I've been risking about 1.5%. 1.5% is what I have been risking. I'm going to go ahead and just manually close out of this position. There we go. So $1,700. And if I see some more support, I might get back in it. See how it changed really quick. Market did not want to break out once, twice, and then we failed. So if it sets up again, I will. I'll take this trade a few more times. I do want to see this hold up. I might get back in at these 513s. Let's see how a buy stop would perform. I want to see the buy stop perform. If we break through these 513s. Is there any reason the market's selling off? I heard tariff talk is the reason why we're selling off, but we trade the price action in front of us. You see liquidity at 495. 495. This is not normal price action. That's why it's a demo account. This is abnormal price action. Lots of volatility right now. Getting back into this trade, it looks like. What's my thoughts on this sell-off? I don't have any thoughts. I'm just trading some of this volatility that we're seeing. We might start to slow down. Keep this tight, this stop loss tight. Let's see if we can get this rally back up. Bullish RSI divergence on the 5 to 10. Dakota, you can explain why the tick chart creates gaps. Because there's so many reasons why you might see a gap. Market order come in, fill everything. I mean, where was the last price traded? There could be a lot of reasons. I mean, good example is the Nikkei. I'll go over the Nikkei and everything once I'm finished here. I'm expecting this market to slow down. It is slow markets. We're already in almost 45 minutes into class. I am expecting this market to slow down. Once this market slows down, I'll continue the regular slow markets. We'll take a look at crude. We'll take a look at the Nikkei. We'll take a look at gold and some of these other markets. So I am expecting this market to slow down a little bit and maybe start to consolidate, maybe find some structure. But yeah, we've seen a lot of volatility to start this slow markets off tonight. I'm expecting this market to slow down. Will it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe this market picks up and gets more volatile. But I would really like to see this market slow down. Usually I see the market slow down sometimes, and then it will pick up during the London session, closer to the London session. Who knows? Loving the volatility. My stop loss looks like a better entry. Well, maybe. We could test it out, right? Let's see. Where's my stop loss at? And we'll see if this stop loss is a better entry. Should we? Can we test to see if my stop loss is a better entry? Huge week ahead? Yes. Big week ahead. Lots of news. Lots of volatility to come on this week. As you can see, here's the calendar. We go through, we could take a look at everything that's going. We have FOMC statement. We're going to have FOMC press conference with Powell. It's going to be a good one, a big one. We have the rate statement, the Powell press conference. We have a lot going on this week. And it's a full week as well. Plus throw in some earnings. That's going to affect the market. So there's a lot to be expecting. It's going to be a big week in the markets for sure. Lots of volatility, and we're starting off with a bang. We're starting off down 1.8% here in the Nasdaq, and a lot of volatility. Lots of it. This would be one where I might even consider adding. I would even consider adding if we could break through this. If we could break through these 19 level. Do you believe you can range trade if you want to switch out your strategy, or is that not your niche? I suck at range trading. I could. I've done it before. I did it on TopstepTV. It's just range trading for me. Adobe's much better than I am at range trading. It's just hard for me. I don't know any particular reason. To me, I just find the market so slow and boring when we are trading. I'm going to go ahead and flatten this one. Let's flatten it and I'll re-enter. Okay, let's see if that stop was a better entry. Someone was saying my stop loss was a better entry. The hard part for me is not the fact that range trading is hard. Sometimes it could be very difficult to determine when we are range bound versus not, right? It's basically like, oh, should I be range trading or is this normal? And then we could change at any moment in like back from a consolidating range market back to a more trending market, vice versa. And to me, sometimes the key is to identify. How do we identify what type of market we're in? Right? All right, I'm going to see if we can jump back in here. What's the difference between choppy markets and ranged markets? Not very much. There's not a huge difference between choppy markets and ranged markets. I waited too long to trade the range, then it breaks up or down. Yep, that's usually what happens. What's the difference between a limit buy and a stop buy? So a limit buy, for example, here, I'm going to give me some room here. So a limit buy is if I want to buy this price, I would come in and I click limit buy. So I will only buy and it will trigger me into a long if the market comes down, and it will trigger me in and I would get this price, 502.5 or better. A stop buy would need to be above the market. So if I wanted to say, let's say I wanted to add, say I want to add 5 if we break above 513. Now it will only trigger me into a buy if we get there. Now it turns into a market order. Okay, so I might not get 513 3/4. If it jumps up really fast, then I might get a worse price. So essentially this is a market order when it gets touched and triggered, and then a limit buy order is a limit order where I will get this price or better, 502 3/4. And obviously the market will be going against you to get into a limit buy. The market will go in your favor to get a buy stop. Does that make sense? Guys, you guys keep asking that question. I told everybody. I've already gave my answer, and I will say this. It's not right for me to speak on any of that. Which, you know what? This might continue to sell off. Favorite indicators? I don't have a favorite indicator. Price action? Would price action be a favorite indicator? Price action? That's my favorite indicator. I'm going to add to this thing. I'm going to see. This is just a practice account. I want to see this if we can go through and break through these 14s. I'm gonna have a really tight stop on this. I like the VWAP. A lot of traders like the VWAP. The VWAP by far would be a favorite indicator that I've seen. It's not my favorite, but judging by a lot of traders' biases, a lot of traders love it. I must need a drink after this. This is just a demo account I'm practicing on while we see this volatility. And yeah, look at this. This is just barcode. See, lots of barcode here. We're seeing the same thing, barcoding here. And I'm playing for a break to the long side. We've hit this level, these lower 500s. Break in one direction or the other. I'm going to keep this. I'm keeping my stop loss tight. We'll see. I'm going to change it to points. I am used to points. You want to see how I build a position? Let's see if we could get momentum. We could build a bigger position here. You guys enjoy this. This isn't range trading, just so everybody knows. You started using points? How have you liked it, Liz? Liz says, started using points in your trading. How have you liked it? I absolutely love it. That's the one thing I look at the most, and that is how I love to trade. Points. It works a little bit better for you. It helps so much from the psychological side. I would say the psychological side mostly. Using points helps. Much better than dollar amounts. If you're focused on the process over the P&L. Yes, it helps much with the process. So now if I had more to go, I would be adding on a buy stop right there. I would add on a buy stop above 523. Adding as is breaks in my favor. If we get above 523, I would add on the buy stop. Keep this super tight. Stop loss below this candle. Get back into this. Up here, maybe look for these 530s to come back into play. You instantly convert them to dollars in your head. Yeah, that's what you kind of, it's hard to stay away from thinking about the dollar amounts. It's very difficult, but you need to try everything you can to just focus on the process, focus on the process, focus on the process. Keep doing that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make sure we get this. I'm going to start below this pivot. Adding to winners, the ultimate challenge. Yeah, it is. It's hard. It's hard to add to winners because you get worse pricing, right? You're adding as it's going in your favor, but you get worse and worse pricing, and it's a lot easier to for example buy as it's going against you because you get a better entry, rather than you're getting worse entry, but it's actually going in your favor. It's psychologically difficult, right? Because you're just getting worse entry as it's going in your favor, right? Because for me, it's hard. If I would have bought at 523, it's a worse entry, but the probabilities increase, right? If I were to buy right now at 28 and a half, if we break, even though it's, the odds are better, it's a lot harder because psychologically you're getting a worse entry, a worse and worse entry. I want to see if we could come up here and try to break through this level again. Remember my target, looking for these 40s, looking for these mid to upper 40s to come into play, to start taking some profits, looking for those upper to mid 40s. Make sure that is right. Keep my stop loss nice and tight for this. Your chart is a mess. First stream peeping into. Welcome. If you are new, welcome. I am just in a demo account because we are seeing abnormal markets tonight. We're seeing volatility. We're seeing a much faster and much more volatile session tonight than normal. That's why I'm in a practice account. I do not want to throw money at this in a live until I get used to it. I might jump into a live if we start to settle down. I mean, I think it's actually looking better and better, to be honest, everybody, to look for a long on a breakout here. So look at this. I'm going to stay in this trade, but let's take a look at a 5-minute chart. And this is looking better and better from the long side. where if we can break through this, if we can start to break through these 30s, then I can see us making a nice little rally here. This is looking better and better the longer we go. I mean, could we consolidate and break down to the short side? Sure. Yeah, that's definitely an option. Going in with all this selling pressure, selling, tons of selling. But, there is a possibility that we found a bottom, a temporary, or maybe an overnight bottom. It's possible. Looking for some type of a double bottoming pattern. To me, it won't confirm until we break through these 30s. If we can break through these 30s, then I would look for, I don't know, can we come back and see 600s? Can we see 600s? Possibly. But it is slow markets, and I am looking for this market to slow down a little bit. And this could be a bearish flag pattern. This could be a bearish flag pattern where we can see continuation down, right? Continuation down. Maybe we break through this. But as of right now, technically, this is a low. This is a higher low. This is a high. And this is about an equal high. So far, it is still bearish. This is a bearish channel. And there is some, I've been calling them breadcrumbs, right? I'm calling these breadcrumbs where, in order for the trend to reverse, the first thing needs to happen, and that's going to be a higher or equal high, and then a higher low. And so far, we've seen a higher low. And so even though it's not as likely, it's got to start somewhere. And if this is the start, I'm happy to take that risk reward. Let's see this. Let's see if we can get it. I'm going to tighten my stop up a little bit more. And let's see if we get that momentum break into these 40s. We are testing this. This is a big zone right now tonight to see if we get over it. The question is always, where do we keep the stop loss, right? Right now it's, do I keep it here? Do I keep it here? Or do I tighten it up to here, right? 7 3/4, 6, or do I keep it at 1.5? And each one would be okay with me, right? Because I'm seeing this pivot. I'm seeing this one right here, right? That's a decent level. There's some resistance and support here. Or do I keep it down here? And I think for me, the answer is depending on how much room do I want to give this market. And my answer is always, it's going to depend, right? This is kind of why I'm practicing, right? Practice, practice, practice. I'm going to watch and see. We'll see how both these scenarios play out. Dakota, at what point would you not add? If it's gone too much in your favor, aren't you raising your break-even point too high? Mo, good question. Yes. I will stop adding if there's not a trigger, right? So I would add on the break above these 30s, and then after that, it's no more, right? Maybe a pullback. Each signal, because we could have a break, right? If this does break out, you could add on the break of this resistance. And then I could also even add on the pullback and looking for this thing to continue. For me, after this pullback and after we get this continuation, then there could possibly be no more adding. But I mean, essentially, it depends on how big of a move that you're looking for. If you're looking for this thing to keep going, then you could always find areas to add. For me personally, it's after the first initial move that we typically like to get. Let's see if we tighten this one up. Look at that immediate rejection. That is not what we want to see. We rejected once again on this level. Let's see if we can hold and find some type of follow through in these 30s. Rejected again. Let's see it hold. Jeremiah, let's go Bills. Yeah, the NFL playoffs is going on right now tonight, right? It's tied. Chiefs and Bills tied. Like I'm gonna be honest. I want to see the Chiefs lose. I want to see the Bills win. What weight class you box in, coach? What? Guess, Doom. Guess what weight class that I box in. I've boxed in 2 weight classes. I'll let you know that. Come on, guys. No, I've boxed in a couple weight classes. I am not a lightweight. Nope. If you guess one of them, bantamweight, welterweight. No. There you go. Flipping ticks. There we go. You guys got it. Yep. Super heavy. Jerks. Middleweight and light heavyweight. Light heavyweight. I'm probably too old now to get back down to middleweight, but light heavyweight. 175. 160 to 175 is where I like to be. Market's starting to slow down. Do you ever get concerned people will purposely try and run your stops when you live stream? No, Storm. That's just that's a very big and fake theory. If I'm live streaming, no one's going to care about my 5, 10, 15 contracts. No. Nope. When I live stream, no one cares. No one really cares. This market's not going to sell off to catch that size. Nope. I'll take partials. I'll close some of this profit out in these 40s. I'm going to trail this baby up. If somebody has the money to move my market and move the market and try and catch just it, if somebody has the money to move the market to hunt my stops, I don't think they would be watching my streams. Anybody with the money to move the markets just to chase my stops down in a live account, they would not be watching my streams. They have better things to do and worry about. Yeah, these 490s were money, right? These 490s, that was the trade. Easy, right? It's easy sometimes when the market does exactly what you want it to do. Half the time, right? It didn't do it exactly. Of course, I would have rather it just break out and go directly in my direction. But we did come back, made a higher low. And yeah, these 490s, looking for them. I was looking for them to start the stream. We got it. And yeah, this is just a demo account. Obviously, everyone wishes demo accounts. They wish that I should have traded my live, but it's okay. It's okay to make money practicing. That's what we do. Practice, practice, practice. The market's acting abnormal. We're seeing a lot of volatility. When I do that, I'm okay with just practicing. Demo account, practice, practice. I did that Friday. I'm doing it today. And yeah, it is. And just demonstrating, talking through it. Hopefully it helps some traders here. And yeah, it's entertainment. It could be entertainment. I like to see this. It looks like we're trying to hold these 30s. Back and forth in these 30s. We're not seeing momentum buying, but like I said, it is slow markets. I'm expecting these markets to slow down, and I think we're starting to see these markets slow down. That I'm sure I could go to a time a time frame, right? And these markets are starting to slow down compared to how we were. There was like, look at this sell-off. There was a nice orderly sell-off. Now that we're starting to slow down, find better market structure. I mean, I'm on a 100 tick chart, so we'll see. And yeah, that my stop's in a good place. So I'm going to keep it right there. Looking for these upper 40s to start taking a few contracts off here. I'm not sure, Doom Lord. Also, if the market is changing on you a bit against your strat, you keep pouring money into it to adjust. No, you practice, get in sync, and then back to, yeah. So I've been caught in both. I've taken losses over the past month and a half, trying to adjust, and yeah, that you practice. That's why traders. I don't understand why. I mean, social media is social media, but people need to understand. I love simulated trading. It's there for a reason. You just have to understand what reason you're using it for, right? Are you using a simulated environment to practice and get better because you're struggling? Or are you doing it to practice a new strategy? Or are you using it to practice a new market? Or are you going to use it to practice something to get better, right? What I'm against, and like I said, this is basically the end of it. Friday, I sent out a tweet or twit or whatever you want to call it, saying I am done talking about the simulated drama. But yeah, there is the difference. Simulated and a simulated environment is very, very good for traders practicing professional traders practicing. It's for practicing. The same reason why athletes practice. It's good. It's good to practice. But when you go to perform, it's live, right? Live accounts. Live account. You perform in a live environment. You perform in a live. That's the big league. It's like a G League, right? In the NBA or NFL, you got the G League, you got the D League. That's to hopefully make it to the big leagues, and that's the same. It's used to get better, and it's used to eventually, so you can get to that live account. Whether you're pulling money out as a payout and then you use that money to fund your own live account, I love to see that. I know MP loves to see that. And that's the ultimate goal, right, everybody? Am I wrong? And maybe somebody else has other goals that you'd love to just have your own personal live account, trade it, get good at it, and be able to do that for a living or do it for supplemental income and not depend on a firm to not worry about rules changing, not worry about whether a firm's going to pay you out or not, and not worry about having to pay a percentage, right? Everything has its use and a tool to help us ultimately become a better and a live trader. I've talked to quite a bit of traders here at Topstep, and they asked me the same thing. They're like, hey, what should I do with my payout? I'm thinking about taking a payout and opening up my live personal account. And my answer is, if you feel comfortable, I would do it. I would definitely do that. Look at this. There's 100 contracts. 100 contracts sitting at 529. 529. We see that? Oh, where did it go? I think it got filled. Where's Coach J? DL, everybody's asking me about rips, and I've already gave my answer. I do not know the details, and it's not okay for me to speak on it. So I'm not going to be answering any more questions regarding that. It's not right. It's not okay for me to speak on something I don't know. Doomlord, you've done that before, and for some reason, your performance on your personal account is nothing how I perform at Topstep. Do you feel like maybe emotions? Do you think emotions are heavier Doom Lord on your personal account than it is just on a Topstep account? Because that's what I tend to notice, is that emotions weigh a lot more on a personal account than on someone's prop account, even if it is a live, right? That's the difference between a live and a sim account. It's like your brain does not take Topstep account as serious as my personal capital. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what happens, right? That is one of the big benefits of prop account that I've seen, right? It's mostly the psychological side, because as a trader, that's what we want. We want that as a trader. We want to be able to find out where we perform the best, and a prop account gives us more ease, I guess, maybe some comfort. I mean, it's less psychological. Maybe it doesn't feel real. And then when it starts hitting your bank account and you notice that it's your own personal money, it's a lot harder psychologically. Yeah, that's the main difference between a demo and simulated environment versus a live account. And even a live account at a prop firm, like my live account here at Topstep, sometimes it just doesn't mean as much as my personal account. I care more. And yeah, it's a weird thing. And as a coach, I'm going to be honest, as a coach, these trades that you see me do, and when I take a trade on screen, that means more to me than my personal accounts, because I'm doing this in front of thousands of traders. And I mean, regardless of whether it's live or sim or demo, it's more about like, I just want to demonstrate good trading. If I can demonstrate good trading, then that's a win for me. A minimal monthly cost seems to be less daunting than losing X amount of real money that's coming out of your bank account. Yeah, Howling, it's easier to lose a single monthly payment compared to like a lump sum on a trade or a bigger dollar amount. Lucas Cruz. Ooh, good point. Good reminder, Lucas. So everybody, this is the biggest week of Topstep since I've been here, to be honest, for the VIP. VIP selections are starting tomorrow. Tune in to the day show. Pop Squad, POP Squad, Process Over Profit Squad. We are going to be drafting on Friday morning. I believe it's around 10:30 a.m. Central. I am going to be on tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to be on tomorrow morning, but I'm also going to be on Wednesday morning. So I will be on Wednesday morning. And yes, drafts this upcoming week. It's a big week this week for everybody. It's VIP and Hassan Hope. I believe they are randomly selected. I do not have a say on who I choose. I can't just go through and say any, mini, miny, mo. I pick these traders. They are random. I mean, all the details are going to be on TopstepTV. Yeah, there you go. Andrew A. just confirmed it. Random draw for all entries. So it's random for all traders. So I wish I could. I mean, if I did, I know who I would pick. But yeah, random is probably best, to be honest. Anybody who has filled in a form, I mean, there's a ton of traders. VIP. Pick you. Remember, it's not picked. It's random. It's random. All week this week. Random drawings. 500 traders, correct, Andrew? 500 traders. It's going to be a lot. I'm going to just close a couple out. here. I'm going to see if I could just get a, I'm going to get it out of a couple, and I want a wider stop loss. We'll lock in that. We'll lock in this. Be done. And let this trade play out. And we'll continue. We'll go over these other markets. Randomly pick you. All right, let's take a look at these other markets. Let's take a look at crude oil. And we'll go through our regular rapid fire, and then we'll keep going. We are coming close to the end of class. It was really quick. Crude oil continuing to sell off. I mean, it seems like ever since Trump said drill, baby, drill, talking about increasing the oil production, crude oil has been selling off. We are now in this nice downtrend. It's been basically when we start to rally, sell any, opportunity that we have received. I mean, we are at this maybe support and resistance zone. I don't know. I mean, I would much rather us have a nice rally and look for the selling opportunities here in crude oil. I'm going to go really quick, and then I'm going to continue to get a few more Ooh, wow, look at the Nikkei. This is the Nikkei, the Japanese market. And yeah, as Coach Jay and I was talking last week, as foretold, this has been another one of those opportunities where we sell at the upper end of this zone and we buy at the bottom end of this zone, and it looks like it is continuing to play into effect. Will we get a sell-off back down to the bottom? I'm not sure, but this is quite the sell-off on the Nikkei. I would not want to be long the Nikkei, that's for sure. Let's zoom in and look at that massive sell-off. Probably similar to the Nasdaq. Yep, very similar to the Nasdaq. Quite the sell-off here in the Nikkei. It's probably a bigger percent sell-off too. I mean, it's pretty close. It's maybe it's similar. Well, almost 2%. Yeah, very similar to the Nasdaq. Let me take a look at gold. We'll take a look at gold here. Gold's starting to sell off. Ooh, has that changed? I'd like longs on gold here, to be honest, everybody. I mean, look at this. Buy the dip. Is this the dip to buy here on gold? No, looking like it. Looking like it. There's a possibility. We buy this dip on gold? Is that the question? I mean, I would be okay with it. Well, look, we're at this nice level of resistance. We're also at this nice level of resistance. I mean, there could be an opportunity there to buy the dip right on gold. I'll be curious to see how. I mean, I am on TopstepTV tomorrow morning, so this is something I'm going to be talking about, seeing about buying a dip on gold, and then we could finish it off. Let's go back to the Nasdaq. Let's go back to this sim trade. Let's zoom back into the 100 ticks, and yeah, you can see I closed a couple contracts, 3 contracts out right down here, and look, we just bounced off that one. I'm going to go ahead and get back into those 3 contracts, and yeah, you see how it moved my entry price up, but that's okay. Adding to it will move your entry price up when you add to your winners. Red, do we still do fire drills? No, we do something better. We're going to be doing the VIP this week. Yeah, I don't. No more of the other stuff. Crypto Galaxy. I just looked at gold. We'll end the last 10 minutes here seeing this Nasdaq trade. See if it will come into fruition. We have been kind of zoning around this 520, 530 level for quite a while now. Red, what is the VIP? I mean, I had a description right here, but I could just tell you what it is. So VIP is absolutely amazing. Signups are closed. Essentially, there's going to be 10 teams. Each team has 50 traders, and those 50 traders get an opportunity to have a coach. And so there's going to be classes held for those 50 traders, for each of those coaches. And all those traders, they get the benefits of combines, right? Let me just find it. I don't want to misspeak. So let's see if I could find... Andrew A., if you have the details, can you just send it to me through our chat, and I'll share. There's a screenshot of some of those details. Yeah, send that to me, please, and then we'll be good. No fees for 3 months. I think that is part of it. I'll wait. I don't want to misspeak or give out more details than here it is. This is it. So that way I'm not misspeaking. So it's Topstep VIP, 3 months in a free Topstep X 100K trading combine and 2 free month resets a month, no activation fee, and the coaching. So it's 10 teams, 50 traders per team, and essentially each coach is going to be responsible for that team. So like my team, Pop Squad, I'm going to be doing absolutely everything under my power to get my team to pass the combines, take payouts, and like prepare them for the real live market environments. And then hopefully this can transition to the Topstep Trading League, maybe, right? Topstep Trading League, that's big. That's been a big conversation on Topstep TV. I know MP is excited for it. I'm excited for it. And I don't know exactly how it could work, but this is the start. This is the structure. We're starting to see teams and traders proving themselves, and this is a beautiful thing that's coming. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I couldn't express how excited I am. I've been talking about it for a while, and it's something I'm very passionate about as well. Yeah, I want to see these 40s, these mid 40s come into play, these mid to upper 40s coming into play. We still have 7 minutes. Let's see. So 500,000 in total of what is technically being paid by Topstep. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Tig. How many teams will be there? So far, there's 10 teams. There's 10 teams, and each team is 50 traders. Will Rodden, it's going to help a lot of traders. Crypto Galaxy, I did do a review on gold. I went through gold already. I mean, to me, it's buy the dip on this higher time frame, right? Looking at this hourly chart, and it's been buy the dip. And, is this buy the dip, or is this time different? It's looking attractive to get in long in gold, but it's always easier to with hindsight. I like the longs on gold. Going back to this, I'm going to focus. I'm going to keep my screen on this Nasdaq chart. So I'm going to finish off in the last 5 minutes watching this. Slow markets. We kind of just a whole lot of nothing, right? This was the trade. Everyone's seen at the beginning of class. I bought these 490s. And took profit on some. And we've just been slow consolidating, finding this market structure. And yeah, now we are making higher lows so far. Are we making higher highs? Maybe. And it's back to the normal slow markets. Maybe until London session where we get a spike in volume for us to either start to rally back up or continue the sell-off. I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be very, very interesting. I am on for fast markets tomorrow morning. I am looking to see if we can have a great week. And go from there. Thanks for your time. Yeah, it's fun. This is always fun. Process over profits. That's why I love looking at points, because the dollar value could easily get into someone's head thinking, oh my gosh, up, down, up, down. But if you follow process in terms of points, how you move your stop loss, how you get in, how you get out, how you take profit, and all that fun stuff, it should become a lot more consistent for you as a trader and a lot better. But we will see. We still have 4 more minutes, and I'm probably just going to close this one because class is over. And yeah, we're not seeing that rally just yet. Just slow markets. Maybe we'll close it for me. Practice makes us all perfect. Yep. You love this time. It's right after dinner and the kids in bed. Well, that's the point, right? We have traders that are around the world. We have traders who sleep during the New York session. We have traders who work. Traders, everybody, life does not stop because you want to trade. So everyone has their own life, things going on. And this is prime time. Like, this is prime time. It is, right? There's a reason why sports fight for this time of evening, is because this is usually when a lot of people have available after work's done, after you're waking up, going to bed, whatever the situation is. And sometimes it's hard to find setups in this type of a market, but there is opportunity overnight here. There's opportunity during the Asian session. There's opportunity during the London session. We see that more often rather than dealing with the price action sometimes in the New York session over the past couple of weeks. So I think that's where I'm going to end it. We're coming up on class. I'm going to go ahead and close this one, call it good, and I will see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. If not, tomorrow night. Take care, everybody. See ya.